Hello guys, welcome to today's video. It's Anil Manuel here. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I retouch these images right here. Now, if you watch the past one of this video, the first part is on the channel. You can go and check it out. I showed you guys how I lit this image in the previous video and how I achieved this using the continuous light and my strobe light. So in today's video, I'm just going to show you guys how I retouch the images. This is the part 2. Now, before we start this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and this encourages me to do more tutorials for you guys. And also don't forget to like the video, share the video, and also drop a comment if you have any question concerning any part of the video you don't understand. So right now I'm going to show you guys how I went from this image to this right here, this to this, 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 and I edited quite a few, this to this, and this to this. So right now I won't be editing all these images here on the video, but I'll just select few of them to edit and show you guys how I achieve the results, the final results. Yeah, so before I get to it, I'm going to duplicate this to create a virtual copy of this. Then I'll reset this. So this was the image right here, straight out of camera right here, and this is it after I adjusted it a bit on Lightroom right here, and then the final image, which is this right here. So for this image, what I did was because it had a lot of reds in the image, I wanted to reuse the reds to give the subject a little bit of this dark skin, not reddish skin. So I did that and got the image to this, and then took it to Photoshop, and then got this final result. So I'll start from this part right here. For this, because I needed to reduce this reddish and warm color on the subject right here. I first took my temp down to a tad bit, nothing too much. So this is okay. Then I brought in a little bit of greens to the image. This. So yeah, that was just what I did for this part of the image. As you can see right here, this is the before and this is the after. So up next, what I did is to move the exposure up a tad bit. Yeah, it's fine. And then I'll take my contrast down to soften the image a bit. So yeah, it's fine. Then my highlights, so pop in my highlights a bit. Then for my shadows, I'll bring the shadows down a bit. Think, yeah, it's fine. Then for my blacks, I'll just bring it down a bit. So here is fine. So this is the before and the after. So you see how we've done a lot of changes right now just by moving a little bit of the slider here in the exposure and also my white balance. You've seen the huge difference from taking it from how reddish it was to this point. So the next thing I did for the image, I did not touch my curves. I went to my HSL section right here. And for the reds, I'll just move this down towards the reds again a bit to -3 is fine. Then for the orange, I'll just take it up towards the yellow a bit. That is fine. Then I'll go to my saturation. So for my saturation, because I want to reduce the reds on the image more, I'll just take the reds down a tad bit, not too much. Then also I'll just increase my yellow a bit. So before and after, very subtle change. You won't actually see the difference that much. Okay, so this is it, before, and after. I just brought in a little bit of yellow a bit to the face of the subject. Then for my luminosity, I'll just bring the reds down. I think here is fine. My yellows, I'll bring it down a bit, and that is okay. So the next thing I'll go is to my color wheel right here, the color grading, and I'll take this towards the yellows right here. So this is fine. Then I'll take this towards the orange. Here is fine. Then I'll take this to the blues. So here is fine. So I came down. Normally, Lightroom adds this automatic sharpening to your image. So what I do is bring that down, check if my grain is off, bring the color down, go down to grain. Okay. So this was all I did for the image here on Lightroom, as you can see, before and after. Before and after. Very subtle difference here. So I'll just go, this was it, the previous one I did. I've been able to match the color with the previous one I did. And now I'll take it to Photoshop to achieve this result right here. So with that, I'll just right click, edit, edit in Photoshop. Okay, so now in Photoshop, the first thing I'll do is to duplicate my background image. I'll zoom out a bit. Then I'll pick my lasso tool right here. And then I want to fill in this background. Sorry, Control Z. Then I'll right click, fill content aware. And this right here. I'll go to my patch tool and just, because of this line right here, I want to just blend this out. Yep. So with this I'll come right here too. Put this about here. And then I'll fill this content aware. Yeah, we got that. Yes. So after that, what I'll do is to crop this image down to 4:5. I'll just take this. I'll think here is fine. Okay. Then I'll zoom in a bit. That's fine. Then I'll just open this a tad bit. Think here is fine. And then contents aware. Fill. So yeah. From here right now, I'll merge all visible layer, Control or Commands or Shift E. Sorry, Control or Command or Shift E. Then I'll pick my spot healing brush tool. I'll to take out the blemishes and also these hair strands on my subjects and the background. So I'll zoom in, which is the brush size, and take out the blemishes. I'm not going to spend too much time on this image. I'm just going to rush the process because I've already edited the image. I just want to show you guys how I achieved the final result, which you saw earlier. So yeah, my patch tool. So there's a before and after, before and after. I'll zoom in again. And for my hair, I'll pick my clones down to flow 100, flow at 50, opacity at 100. Then just clean the hair. So this is the before and after, before and after. And here, I'll zoom out right here. So after this, I'll merge all visible layers again, Control or Command Shift E. Then I'll go to my frequency separation, advanced frequency separation. Now, this action is available on my store. Link is in the description. The action is actually free. You can go download it and also use it to practice. I'll also make some of these images available for you guys to use and practice on how to retouch your images too. So I'll just come down here, advanced frequency separation. I'll play this, then I'll put this at 7 is okay. So many people are always confused about this part of frequency separation, how to set your Gaussian blur and how to brush your subject or wherever you want to retouch. Now what I do in mine, I use my eyes. Now when I look at the image, I actually put the radius where the blur is in between, not too much and not too low. Right now, the blur on the image, the radius. So I'll go like right here. I don't, here is not okay for me because when I put it around 7, I know that it will maintain some this thing textures on the subject face because let me zoom in here. As you can see, it's blur but not overly blurred out, like taking it high 28. So I like to put it in between. I just put it where it is blur but not too blur. I don't know if you understand that. Now there are different radiuses for different image depending on what you want to achieve. Now if I want a smoother skin to this subject right here and leaving out the texture, I'll take this as low as 4 or 3. But when I'm actually retouching my image, if you watched most of my tutorial, I don't go below 4. I don't go below 4. Like the least I go is 4. So I do 7. I did 7 for this image, so to maintain some texture on the skin of my subject right here. And you're going to see that it's not going to smoothing it out too much. Now I'm going to show you for 4, right? I'm going to take it down to, let's say, 2.8. And then I'll use my mixer brush right here. Increase the brush size, zoom in, and then brush. You can see immediately it smoothens the skin, and right now you won't have much texture when you're using a lower radius as compared to when you're going to use a high radius, but not using overly high radius. So as you can see, before and after, before and after. So I don't actually go too low because I don't say just have this unnatural feel to your retouching. It makes it look overly edited somehow. So I just like my images to maintain its natural feel, not looking overly edited. So I'll delete this and I'll play this. I'll also put this at, let's say, 15 right here. Now with this, you have more texture on the face of your subject. As you can see, before and after, as you can see right here. Now with the higher radius, you brush more to actually clear the differences on the skin. Why if you use a very lower radius, you don't need to do much, just one stroke of brush and it's already impacting your image. Like you see a very huge difference and it's going to smoothen it out more with a lower radius. So for a higher radius, it just works focusing more on the color, trying to blend and then bringing up more texture on the image. So I don't use too much of the radius to avoid this because it's not going to look neat. Depending on what you want to achieve at the end of the day with your image, that is just it. So I'll just delete this and I'll play this. I'll keep this at 7 because I feel like 7 and 6, between 7 and 6 is like in the middle range for this particular image right here. So I'll just leave it as 7 and okay. Go here. My brush wet at 20, low 20, mix 20, low 25. I'll clean the brush and I will brush. Now, and I had a question in the comments from one of my previous videos, and I'll address that question right now. But if I can remember, he said when he's using frequency separation, he ends up messing the image because probably how he brushes the image. And this is one mistake I've noticed from most editors or most photographers when they're retouching their images. You see that they brush too much and then it messes their image. So what I do when I'm brushing the subject, whenever I'm using mixer brush, is that sometimes when you're in your image, you should learn to zoom in and also zoom out to see the overall view of what you're working on. Now, when I'm working using frequency separation, I zoom in, zoom out, brush, zoom in, brush to see what I'm working on. And again, you don't drag in from your shadows to your highlights unless you want to blend a particular part of your subject. Because now, look at this, if I'm dragging this to this highlight, you see, it's messing the whole image. I'm dragging this part of the skin, sit here before and after, it has actually messed the whole image. And that is what most people do whenever they are retouching. So for me, what I do is I just brush within the area. I'm not always like brushing into a different area. When I brush, I lift. I'm using the Wacom tablet. So when I place my pen on the board and I brush, when I'm going to a different section, I raise my pen up, take it there, brush. I don't drag. No, you can see it affects, like now dragging into this part. You can see that. Let's do this before and after. You end up ruining your image. So what I do is to brush within the area, not to drag. Learn to raise your brush. Those always place your hand and dragging. You begin to see patches everywhere all over your skin. So I'm going to delete this and I will play the frequency separation action again. It is a 7. Then come in, clean my brush again, zoom in, and then brush. Something I want to also say, learn how to reduce and increase your brush size whenever you're retouching, so you can enter some spots. And this will also help you know to drag in a different color, skin color, from the shadow to the highlights of your image, or from the shadow to your midtone, or from your midtone to your highlights. So just take notes, because paying attention to details while using frequency separation is very important. Right now, this is the before and after of the image. I just touch some parts of it. Then I'll zoom in and take out some of the blemishes I'm seeing right here. So before and after, before and after. I'll get my mixer brush again. Just touch this area a bit. So you can see this looks perfect before and after. So what I'll do is reduce opacity down a bit to 90. Then that perfect. 95 is fine. Then after this, I was just zoom out the measure visibility. I control document shift E. Then bring in my eyes and teeth action. Now I also have this action free on the store. You can just check the link in the description and download it. Opacity 100, flow 100, reduce brush size, zoom in, and then brush this. Do white brush. I'll reduce the curves opacity down to 60. Yes, down to what? Before and after. So I just like it to be very subtle. Before and after. Take this high a bit. Then after these, I want to fix these wrinkles on the model suit. So I'll just measure visible layers again and guess my patch tool and take this out. Then I'll change because I want to use the frequency separation to blend the subject suit right here. So I'll just, you can't use two frequency separation on the same projects at once. So what I'll do is, because it will distort your image, what I'll do is change the name of this to FS, then merge the group. Then I'll come here and bring in the basic frequency separation action. I'll leave this at I think 10 is fine because I need more texture since it's the outfit of the subjects. Mixer brush tool, zoom out. I have to clean my brush, Control Z, clean brush, then brush. So before and after, before and after. Nothing much, very subtle. Then I'll measure visible layer again. With this, I'll just bring in the micro dodge and burn action in here because I can notice I did not touch some. You can see this area right here. I need to blend this. So anytime I use frequency separation, after my frequency separation, if I notice like some patches on the subject, I tend to use micro dodge and burn to blend that. I'll bring in just my black and white so I can see clearly what's I'm working with. Then my brush, so flow at 1, opacity at 30. And then I'll brush here to blend this up. Yes, you can see before, sorry, I'll take the black and white up here. Before and after, before and after. Yes, I'm just trying to reduce the opacity down to brush here. Before and after. Just bond this. Yeah. deletes. Then I'll just spawn here. So this is it, before and after, before and after. You can see this area and this area right here, before and after. So I'll merge all visible layers again. Then what I would do now is I want to bring in the clouds you saw in the image right here. I'm going to go to Lightroom. These, before a little bit of color grade of Photoshop, I want to just bring in the clouds right here. So I downloaded the clouds. I'll just go to Photoshop. I'll now go to my downloads right here. Open it. This is a cloud file. So what I'll do is I used this cloud right here. So I'll convert this to smart objects, copy it, and go to my image. I'll select subjects and Control or Command J to crop my subject out of the background. Then I'll go underneath the subject right here, paste my cloud. Yes, okay. Then you can see this is the cloud. So I'll duplicate this, expand it, bring it here, then bring this here. These I'll just stick it right here. Then Control J for this, bring this right here. So I don't want to do too much. Bring this right here. Then Control J again. I want to bring this down a bit. And bring this right here. And for this, I'll just stick this right here. I'll bring this right here. And then I'll bring these reduce the size of this again. And these I'll reduce the size a bit. Just stick it right there. Then I'll group everything and then reduce the opacity. I think here is fine, 50 is fine. Then for this, I would also come down, merge all visible layer below, turn this off, merge this. I will still want my subject to be separated from the background. Then I'll come bring my brightness layer, clip it to this layer right here and bring out the brightness. Why I'm doing this because I want the subject to be more of the attention, pop out from the background before and after. I also bring in my curve, clip it and drag this down a bit and reduce the opacity before and after. So that's fine. Then I'll merge all visible layer again. So the next thing I'll do right now is to do my global dodge and burn. I'll come here. I sometimes use my micro dodge and burn action here too for the global dodge and burn because it's the same thing. So I'll just come, select, pick my brush tool, opacity at 10, low at 10, Then dodge. From here, I'll dodge this area right here. And then I'll dodge this area. Dodge this area a bit. Then dodge here. And the lips. These areas of the lips, I'll just dodge it a bit. Then under here, I'll dodge here. Then I'll go to my bun. I'll bun around this area. Around here. On this area of the nose. I'll bun this area. So this is a before and after. I'll zoom out. Before and after, before and after. So what I'll do is to reduce the opacity of the whole group, because I like it to be subtle. Before and after, I reduce it again. Before and after, before and after. So I'll just leave it at 48. So that's fine. Take it down a tad bit again. I think here is fine. So the next thing I'll go do is to bring in my rich pop action right here. I have this retouch loaded pack available in the store where you have the rich pop action, the micro dot jumbo, and even skin tone, invert check layer, my frequency separation. So I just bring the rich pop here, play this. As you can see, before and after, I'll reduce the opacity down. I think here is fine. Then I'll bring in my levels. Push this slider up to reveal. So I'll just group this together. So everything I do will fall under this group called color grade CG. Before and after. Then I'll bring in my selective color beneath here. Then I want to shift this from the red a bit. Take this. Yep. Yeah, it's fine. Then bring the blacks. Yeah, it's okay. Before and after. Before and after. Then I'll go to my yellows. Bring this up a bit. Then bring this down. You can see before and after. Before and after. With this, I'll reduce the opacity down. I think here is fine. Before and after, very subtle. Reducing the reds again. Now bring my hue saturation layer. Go to my reds, reduce the opacity. Think here is fine. Before and after, just very subtle. Then with these, I'll bring in one of my lots. I'll go to my color lookup, load 3D lots. With these, I'll just reduce the opacity down. I think here is fine. So the next thing I'll do is bring my curves. Take this, bring in some highlights. Bring this down a tad bit. Take this before and after. So yeah. So I'll turn off this layer right here and I'll bring down the brightness of the background a bit. So here is fine. Perfect. Yep. I'll go here. Yeah. Take down a bit. Then my levels, I'll bring my levels down a bit. Bring my levels down a bit. Then after this, I'll bring my color balance. Yep. So for this, I'll bring this up a tad bit. Then highlights, I'll take it up, then bring my yellow down. Think here is fine before and after. Hold on, reduce the opacity down to here, before and after. So yeah, before and after, before and after, before and after. So I'll zoom out again so you can see this before and after, the color grade and adjustments of the exposure a bit. So I'll merge all visible layer again, and this was how I achieved the final result right here. Then I'll save this so I can preview it, compare it to the rest on Lightroom. So I'll now go to Lightroom here and check the image out. So this is it right here. This is what I just finished working on. This was the previous edit I did. This is this right here. So the previous one I did. This was the color grade here on Lightroom, the raw image. So this is how we took the image from this to this and then to this, as you can see, or this, as you can see right here. So this is how I achieved this image. I wanted editing another one, but it's just the same process, the same same process I did for this, the color grade and everything. But the same thing I did to achieve this same look right here for this image. This same edits right here, this same edits right here, and this one right here. So that is how I edited the whole of this image. That's how I got to the final images, as you can see here. So that is it for this video, guys. I'm going to stop here because the video is already long enough. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, it encourages me to make new videos for you guys. And also, if you want my lots, my actions, my presets, the link is in the description down there. So just go there, click the link and go get the lots, get my presets, get the action pack, and also the free actions I have available so you can use to try out on your own images. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share the video, drop a comment. If you have any question concerning whatever parts of this process you did not understand, drop it in the comment section and I'll explain it in my next video or create a different video to explain it to you. So thank you guys and see you guys in the next video.